This screen is the Reports builder. I accessed it by clicking on the pen icon at the top. The purpose of the Reports builder is to allow you to create regular reports that will be emailed to you by PDF, in PDF format, to allow you to see the same data every week or every month. So let's create a new one by clicking on the new button on the bottom right. Again, we have to name and describe our report. And Smart is quite particular in that you have to name and describe everything that you create, even if you think it's unnecessary. I'm going to create a scheduled report, and I'm going to make it weekly. So starting from Monday, I want to receive it every week, and for it to repeat for the next year. So I choose myself as a recipient and click Next. Incidentally, if you choose the wrong recipient, then you can use the dustbin icon to remove that recipient. So what we have here is similar to word processor, your page, and on the left hand side we have the tools for alignment and formatting, and on the right hand side the tools to insert various items. So the first icon allows you to insert a chart that you've previously saved to the chart library. The next is a pen indicating text, and various other icons, so various different types of charts, tables. First of all, I'm going to make the page landscape, so I'm going to use this icon here. Give me a bit more space. Then I'm going to give my report a title. To do that, I use the pen icon, and to get it onto the page, I click on the pen, and holding the mouse button down, I drag it onto the page to the point at which I want to place the text. So I'm going to put it at the top left. So I can format the text however I like. Click OK, and it appears on the page. I'm next going to put a column chart. I'm going to put it in the center of the page. And much like in the workbench or in the extract screen, I have to choose the supply type here. So I'm going to do electricity. And the units, I'm going to stick with kilowatt hours. I have to choose the meter I want to see, so I'm going to look at, I can either choose an individual meter or I can choose the whole of a location. So I'm going to choose the whole of Ipswich, as it's a summary report. And I choose the period that I'm interested in looking at. So I'm interested in looking at the previous week, and I'm going to have that broken down by day. And I'm going to receive it next Monday, so I want to receive it for the previous week, so I'm going to choose last Monday, the 4th. So to check that I've chosen the right settings, I'm going to click Preview. So here we have, this is the current week. As yet this week isn't finished, so the chart isn't complete, but by the time the report is sent to me next Monday morning, this chart will be all filled out for the rest of Friday, Saturday and Sunday. By clicking OK, it puts the chart into the report. So it's put it slightly in the wrong place there, so by clicking and dragging the chart I can move it up the page a bit. Or to make it a bit bigger, to make it easier to read, I can click on these grey squares to resize the chart. If I want to get that data in table format, I can use this grid icon. Same again, I click and drag it onto the page. And I'm going to choose the same values again: electricity, kilowatt hours, Ipswich, by week, from the 4th. And this time I get a table of data. If we align that underneath the chart, we can see the values for that chart. So what I need to make clear here is that those are kilowatt hours as I selected. So I'm going to add some text saying that. If I want more statistics about last week's consumption, I can use this grid with a plus sign. This is a totals grid, similar to the totals selection we saw on the workbench earlier. So we can see here that the grid isn't quite wide enough to see all the figures. So as before, we can resize the chart, and now we can see all the figures. I'm going to move it down slightly as well. So what we have here is a summary of the week as a whole, broken down in terms of different sorts of information. So we have kilowatt hours of energy, kilograms of CO2, cost, and then, as on the workbench, some statistics about the period. When we're happy with that page, we can add another using the green plus. Or if that's enough, we can delete any pages that we've created using the red minus sign. When we're happy with the report, we click Finish, and it's saved into nSmart. On this page, we can choose any report that we've created. And see details for it on the right hand side. So this is the one we just created, and there's a summary of some information about it. If we decide we want to make a change to that report, we can use the update button to re-access the report builder editor. So as it's a scheduled report, I will receive that report by email on the 11th of July, next Monday. So that is the report builder.